morning, good afternoon, and good evening. It's your girl ChucTayyy, and I am here with your RETV Sports Break. You can catch me here every Thursday, talking junk, spitting facts. Let's get started. So you guys, I know it's baseball season, the WNBA draft happened, it's rabbit season, and all of the things are happening. But what are we going to talk about today? We are going to talk about the Grambling State women's volleyball team, or lack thereof. So, as always, if you are living under a rock, the newly appointed head coach, Chelsea Lucas, has been at Grambling State for roughly 2 months. She's had about 3 practices, and in that 3 practice period, she has determined that all 19 of the players on Grambling State's women's volleyball team are not performing up to snuff into her standards, so she cut them. It's not funny. It's not funny in a ha-ha way. But when somebody told me this story, I was kind of like, what in the Coach Carter is happening here? 3 practices, they haven't even, we're not talking about script, we're talking about practice.
Practice? We're talking about practice, man. We're talking about practice. We're talking about practice. We ain't talking about the game. We're talking about practice, man.
You guys knew that was coming. Practice. 3 practices, and you said, actually, it's a no for me, dog. And cut them. That has left all 19 of these players with about 4 months to secure another team / scholarship / institution that wants them before the end of the 2022 season. 4 months. Also, as a parent, what I think about this is, what if my daughter doesn't have the opportunity to secure another scholarship in such a small window of time, because 4 months is really not that long. And then that means she cannot go to college because I can't afford it. Like, what if that's the case? And I know, you get a scholarship and that's literally the reason why you got into school. It's so that you can do this and that. I got that. I really do. But again, I just feel like 3 practices is not enough time to really assess what is happening under your own direction. Of course, different coaches, different strokes for different folks. I got all of that. I just find it highly unlikely, and considering there has been no other reason given other than out with the old and with the new, that you think that it's acceptable. Anybody, because the athletic director has backed her up, the school, everybody, the chancellor, whoever, they have all backed her up. So there has to be more to this story than what we are being given. But I find it just extremely unlikely for you to come in and within a 60-ish day period be like, actually, there's nothing I can teach these girls as a coach. There's nothing that they can get from me as their coach. So we're just going to go ahead and cut it. I don't understand. And what I hope is that, one, she better have an undefeated season. Like, you cut the whole team, the entire team. You better win every game. You better win every single game. Number 1. Number 2, I kind of hope that some of these girls wind up in the same division as Grambling State and then pummel them into the ground. And I don't have any skin in this game either way it goes. It would just give me great joy if I see a story that says, remember those 19 girls that she cut? Well, in 3 matches to 1, whatever it is, that would just it would hit me right here in the feels. So moving right along, 'tis basketball playoff season. And I feel like often on this show, I say, I hate this. And every time I mean it. And what I mean this time is the NBA play-in for the playoff. I hate it. Okay? So if you're unfamiliar, let me I can never just say this out loud. I have to literally read it because it's so stupid and convoluted. Okay. So if you don't know what the play-in season, whatever, tournament is, this is what it is. It is 2 tournaments, technically, 1 in the Eastern Conference, 1 in the Western Conference. The top 6 seeds in each conference have already secured their playoff spots. That's pretty normal. All right, great. The purpose of the play-in is to decide the number 7 and the number 8 seed. Now, here's the convoluted, stupid part. The teams that have finished the regular season in 7th and 8th place in their conference play will play each other. The winner advances to the playoffs as the number 7 seed. All right, that's cool. Fine. The number 7 seed will face the number 2 seed in the opening round. All right, also fine. Now, here's the really stupid part. The 9th and 10th place team will also square off in a play-in where the loser of that game will be eliminated. However, the winner of the 9th and the 10th place game will face the loser of the 7th and 8th place seed. And that is how they will determine what finishes out the first round. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it so much. I feel like I hate this way more than the All-Star Weekend format or the All-Star Game format where it's like you get to pick all your buddies on the team. I hate this a little bit more because, like, I understand the 7th and the 8th, and then whoever wins that becomes the 7th seed. But why do we need the 9 and the 10 to play and then play another game to determine who actually makes it to the 8th? Why is it not just March Madness rules? If you're going to do this, you just make it March Madness rules. And wherever you fall in these 4 teams, 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th, whoever wins is who goes. Why are there all these extra games? Why are we extending the season? It's just like, we don't need it. I don't want it. I don't want it. So now with that being said, now that I got that out of the way, let's actually talk about who is in the playoffs and what this looks like. Okay, so the first round of the play-in already happened, and now we are awaiting at the present moment, in which I'm talking to my iPad, we are waiting to see who is going to win these games. So the play-in for the Western Conference was the Clippers and the Timberwolves. The Clippers won, so they are now waiting to see who wins out of the Pelicans and the Spurs. And then that matchup, whoever wins that matchup will play the Clippers, and then that determines who is going to win. I'm sorry, the Clippers did not win. I said that incorrectly because it's stupid and convoluted. I'm sorry. So let me say it again. The Timberwolves and the Clippers were the 7th and the 8th in the West. The Timberwolves won, so they are now the 7th seed, okay? But the Clippers have to wait and see who is the winner of the Pelicans and the Spurs, and then those 2 teams will play and determine who becomes the 8th seed, which is stupid. Okay, now on the Eastern side. It was the Nets and the Cavs. The Nets beat out the Cavs, so they are the number 7 seed in the East, and now the Cavs have to see who is the winner between the Hawks and the Hornets, and then those 2 teams will play to see who the number 8 seed is, which again is stupid. Okay, so now for the real games. The Suns were number 1 in the West. Could have saw that coming. The Heat were the number 1 in the East. If you would have asked me at the beginning of the season, that wouldn't have been my answer. So again, both number 1 seeds are waiting to see who ends up being the number 8 seed, and then we'll go from there. So it could be any variation in the East of the Cavs, the Hornets, or the Hawks. And in the West, it could be the Clippers, the Spurs, or the Pelicans. Now, going a little further down, you have on the West, the number 4 and the number 5 matchup are going to be the Mavs and the Jazz. And then the 3 and the 6, the Nuggets. The 3 is Golden State and 6 are the Nuggets. And then the 2 and the 7 are going to be the Grizzlies and the Timberwolves, and that's on the West. And then again on the East, you have the Sixers and oh my goodness, my phone just did something weird. Sorry. It's the Sixers and the Raptors. This is why you shouldn't read from your phone, guys. The Sixers and the Raptors are the 4 and 5. The Bucks and the Bulls are the 3 and 6. And then the Celtics and the Nets are the 2 and 7. And then waiting to see what the eighth is. So what do I think, guys? I think that I'm going to say this and it's not going to matter because this is actually the season finale for me. You're not going to see me for a couple of weeks, but you know, if we're going to go ahead and do this, we're going to go ahead and do it. So I'm going to go ahead and say The Hawks are going to beat the Hornets, and then they are going to beat the Cavs. So let's just say that the Hawks are going to be the number 8 seed, but the Heat is going to beat them anyway. So that doesn't matter. I also think the Sixers are going to oust the Raptors, the Bucks over the Bulls, and the Nets over the Celtics. I'm going to say Nets over Celtics, even though I quite enjoy Jason Tatum. So that's what I'll say for the first round. And then on the West, I'm going to say Clippers over Spurs, because I think the Spurs are going to win that play-in game, which would make the Clippers the number 8 seed. But again, I think the Suns are going to win, so it doesn't matter. I have the Jazz over... the Mavericks. I have Golden State over Denver, and I actually have the Timberwolves over the Grizzlies. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna call 2 number 7s coming out of the first round. That's what I'm gonna say. That's my story. I'm sticking with it. And that's it. And that's all, guys. If you did not catch us last week, the Savannah Bananas, just enjoying them all over TikTok. I just love them so much. Don't ask me why. I just think they're hilarious. They're like the Harlem Globetrotters of basketball. And as I just so quickly mentioned a minute ago, this is the last show for a little while. I'm going to miss you, and I hope that you'll miss me. But, I'm going to try to come back with some surprises in the next season. Always new t-shirts. I won't be sitting on the floor next time. You guys gotta love me, okay? I'm on a vacation, and I still decided to come in and grace you guys with all the BS I be talking about. And I hope that you love it, because I love bringing it to you. But as always, I am your girl, ChucTayyy. You can catch me here in the next season.
This is Tyron
and Nicole with your weekly RETV news break. Each Thursday at 12 noon Eastern, we'll come to you with the latest news, trends, and more with a positive spin.
We know there's a lot of positive news that doesn't get reported, but we want to give you the opportunity to share your story here on RETV. If you have a positive news story you want us to share, you can submit your story to news@re-tv.net.
Don't forget to subscribe to the Relationship Entertainment Television YouTube channel. Download the new RETV Live app on your mobile device and follow Relationship Entertainment Television on your favorite social media platform.
Don't forget, make sure you tune into the RETV News Break each Thursday at 12 p.m. Eastern. Until then, be blessed and be great.
Growing up in the church, we saw a lot. Things that people refuse to talk about. The elephants in the room. Mental illness, sexual abuse, broken families, domestic violence, and so much more. The Big E, The Elephant in the Room, is a show that sheds light on these topics. We're here to speak about the unspeakable.
Hey, it's your girl, Tia Robertson. I'm the host of Entrepreneur Insider. Right here on RETV, every Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern for entrepreneurs and news that you need to know about. See you there.
Welcome to What's Going On? My name is Demita Joe. Each Wednesday, you can find me here at 3 p.m. I'll be over here discussing different things that are going on and try to bring you a boost of positivity for your week, because we all need this. We're going to share some feel-good stories. We might find a hometown hero. We may take a look at some trending topic. And sometimes we might even find a lesson in a not-so-warm and fuzzy story if we can. I'm Danita Joe, and I'll see you guys on the next episode right here on What's Going On?